Welcome everybody to the Imperium Cup 2023. I'm your host CJ, and in this game we are going to be watching the last game of Group B. This was my group. I placed not so great, third from the bottom. That's okay, but this is going to be an important match for two people in particular. In this match, we have Invalid Name in the red seat. That's the first position. We have Josh or Martel BYM in the second seat. We have Legolas or Kirakara in the third and Gideon in the fourth. And now this is a really important match because Martel is defending his sixth position. So sixth position still goes through to the next round, but it is not guaranteed because Invalid Name is right below him at 7 points. So Martel has 9 points, Invalid Name has 7 points. So if Invalid Name wins this game, that could put him over the edge, and Martel could be kicked back down to the next slot and out of the running for the next round. Gideon also sitting at the fifth position in this standing in this bracket with 11 points is looking okay. However, if anyone else gets first place and Gideon gets last place, this could switch in a heartbeat, specifically if Martel or Invalid Name pick up a first place. So it is very close, and so anything here that happens is going to matter for the final positioning of this group. So let's get into it and see what we got here. So we've got In the Shadows. In the Shadows, very good early on. Spiritual Fervor. Amazing this comes up so much. Smuggler's Thopter. I love all these cards so far. Truthsayer, amazing. And Siege Reverend Mother. So a lot of Bene Gesserit, a lot of passive spice generation, which is nice, and a lot of card draw. A couple bumps and some Tleilaxu track pressure. We have Face Dancer Initiate, also a very good card if Leto's in the pick. And we have a Face Dancer Initiate, or Face Dancer, also very good. All right, and we'll see what they pick here. We have in the leader draft, we have Ilban, we have Memnon, Yuna, Helena, Hundro, and Romber. So interesting choices. So we'll see what these players are going to favor. We're probably going to see an Ilban pick up here. Ilban has been tried and true, very strong, especially in the fourth position. He's just good everywhere. He's just a very good player, very good leader for XMO, because he's able to generate so much value off of drawing extra cards. You then end up drawing into Spice Must Flows very simply. Doing the things you want to do. Helena, probably going to be picked here. Helena, and I would guess Yuna and Hundro as well. Although you never know. Some players really like Memnon. I really like Memnon second seat. Prince Romber could be very good here as well because our techs, we have a Minimic film right there. You could head down to, let's say, Haga Basin and pick that up right away. If he has his ring, there's a Chomarchy, a very strong one here. And a Sonic Snoopers. So, interesting stuff. We'll see what happens. Alrighty. They are just deciding now. I'm not really sure what they are deciding. They're still thinking. Maybe Gideon doesn't like any of these choices, was hoping for like maybe a Baron or a Beast or something like that, but there are no other combat leaders besides Romber Vernius. And I mean, there's some decent choices here for, I'd say, for a Memnon pick as well, because you have ways of getting into the Spacing Guild with your extra bump. So second position Memnon could be very good here. Okay, so it's going to be an Ilban in fourth position. This is all pretty expected. There's going to be a third position Memnon. This is just Legolas, you know, trying to make me feel good because I love me some Memnon play. And what are we going to see in second position for Josh here for Martel BYM? I know he plays Yuna. I know he plays Hundro. Don't think he really likes Helena all that much. We'll see how that goes here. Maybe he wants to snipe some stuff out of the row with Helena. I'm sorry, it's going to be a 4-3-1-2 pick. I apologize. So invalid name is going to choose first. It is going to be Hundro to first position. That's always good. Hundro can get back into the Spacing Guild very quickly, even though he's kind of out of position because he's first. So then we'll see what Martel picks up here. It looks like it's going to be a Yuna here. I've ended up with 2 Yuna plays. I don't really like Yuna. I find her underwhelming in XMO, but hopefully they have a little bit more luck than I did. And we're off to the races. Oh, that's awkward. Put them back, please. What happened there? The pick for Hundro is between Dispatch and Poison Snooper. Oh, it looks like they're gonna redo it because 4 were drawn accidentally. Okay, we'll see what they get this time. Though I think that the Dispatch and Envoy is one of the best cards you can get early. This is a Water of Life and an Ambush. Those are kind of interesting. So I think the Ambush is fine to keep here. The Water of Life is the better card. So yeah, we're going to get the Water of Life chosen from Hundro, and we're off to the races. Let's get that there. All right. Hundro with a very good hand. Very good hand. All right, Hundro's got everything he needs. Actually, a little awkward because he has the experimentation. Probably going to go smuggle here. We would expect, and indeed that's what happens. Pick up his research bump. And then Yuna has a couple of interesting decisions. They are going to go wealth. Now, this is the other thing that Yuna can do because they're ahead of Ilban. This is one of the dangers of playing an Ilban if there's a Yuna or a Leto ahead of you, is that sometimes this play happens where they go to wealth and don't care about fold space early. And Memnon did not have access to fold space, so they're just going to go and pick up this Mimic Film with their ring. And I love this play. Great for Memnon. One of the benefits of being Memnon is those 2 cost techs are very good for you early on. And fold space for Ilban. So that's going to take a little while for Ilban to get there. And no one has committed to this combat yet. So we still see Hundro might commit with Hardy. Hardy's the next logical choice. There's no water in this row. Or I'm sorry, in this combat. We are doing the Bump and Solari combat, the skirmish, with the Influence and Solari. So a potential Hostage of the Great Flat could happen if they really wanted to go big on spice. No one seems to want to do that or is capable. So, but everyone's got a lot of persuasion. Everyone's sitting in a lot of persuasion. 4 for Hundro. We've got 4 for Yuna. 4 for Memnon as well, but not 5. Maybe 5 for Memnon. So Memnon could punt the row and see what he gets. Yuna decides, they don't have access to Mentat here, so that's actually a bummer. They would have probably liked to Mentat this round, just to cycle their deck faster. And Ilban is sitting on a ring he really wants to play. Probably going to go to Arakeen. It would suck to draw your other access card, but that is what happens. Oh, and this ambush pickup, of course, we knew it was there from Hundro's blind placement. Now Hundro knows what that is, and they might be a little bit more reticent to throw any more in here because now Memnon's looking a little dangerous, especially with the double daggers. They will have 3 persuasion. They will be able to pick up this In the Shadows or the Truthsayer or even like the Spiritual Fervor if they really want. All of those things are good. And on to Ilban. So Ilban's got a choice whether they're going to reveal here as their second action, their second chance to act, which puts them at 6 persuasion. They are going to do so. That's interesting. So they're going to take this In the Shadows. Oh my god, and a Liet Kyne shows up in the row. But no one can get it. No one can get it this round, which is unfortunate for everyone, of course. Oh man, Memnon would have loved that. But of course they want these daggers too. So they're going to have to play this ambush if they want anything out of this conflict. And the Thopter. Okay, so the Thopter, maybe an optimistic play here. I think it's fine. I probably would have taken the Truthsayer or the Spiritual Fervor, just because you're going to be cycling through your deck so fast. You really want those cubes. But this one's fine. It's very old school. It's coming back a little bit because the Dune Imperium Digital came back out. People forgot how awesome this card was in that, and it's just phenomenal. Just phenomenal card. In this game, in XMO, it's not as strong due to the fact that there are so many other things you want to do with your yellows. You want to play your experimentations. There's a Tleilaxu Master. Again, no one has enough to get this. The row has been punted yet again because maybe a defensive atomics, because Invalid Name did not want anyone to get that. Now there's a bunch of combat stuff and for humanity. Okay, more combat cards come up. I like the Chris Knife pickup here, especially since the Arrakis Liaison's easy to turn that on. You've got a Fadakin, there's a Thumper there. Thumper's not great with XMO. This is really an Uprising card. It really only makes sense with Uprising. Face Dancer is picked up for Josh. I like this play a lot. You need that access as Yuna, and this gets you what you want. And Memnon deciding between... Oh, he's going to pick up the Thopter. He has 4. And now Jessica shows up, so we have an amazing row. And the Jessica's been immediately punted by Legolas, and then Tleilaxu Master shows up, so there is no justice in the world. Though nobody's going to be able to get it this round. There's going to be passing there, and Legolas is going to play and win it. It feels bad having to play your combat card this early in the game, but it's an influence to Solari. You need all these things, and it really cuts Invalid Name. It really cuts Hundro off of Solari. I'm sorry, out of influence. Okie dokie. Going on to the next round, Makers. Let me move over so y'all can see. There we go. I guess there's nothing over there. Guild Bank Raid, second round can be good. Actually, they might want to be going in on this. Yuna's already got 8 Solari, so it's going to be a Swordmaster, an easy Swordmaster for Yuna. Memnon's playing their Seek allies, and where are they going? Where are they going with this? I think you have to block fold space here. If you don't block fold space, you give shipping to Ilban, and that is just a big problem. Okay, so Legolas does recognize the threat, picks up the fold space at the fold space now has access to interstellar shipping, and things are looking pretty good for Memnon, I gotta say. Now Ilban has a couple options. One, access card, and experimentation. So those are the two they're going to probably want to play this round. The first thing they're probably going to want to do is smuggle. Because wealth was already taken by Yuna, they don't have a lot of great plays, and cutting off this Ilban right now is going really well. It can be a problem when Ilban just gets free reign over wealth and the game just sort of snowballs out of control. So lots of heads up play here from Josh here, being able to block. The smuggle, of course, and then we're probably going to see, I don't know, maybe that they might try to go in for combat here to get their Solari, because they're really, really low on Solari. We'll see what Hundro also wants to do. Hundro's got some options. They could try water and then spice, and then try to use this water of life to buy Tleilaxu Master. Oh, I mean, that is the thing that looks like what he's going to do here. Okay. I don't know if this is too committal from Hundro. You do want to keep your spice, so maybe Great or Hagabasin is what you want. I would have also considered Mentat here. Mentat isn't bad. It shuffles your deck. What do they got in there right now? The Siege Reverend Mother, you don't want to grab, but the rest is good. So maybe not. And Legolas is, of course, trying. And he's got too many cards in hand to play. He wants to play all these cards, but it's going to be shipping. Interstellar shipping. And a research bump. Now, there's a really, really good Ilbon card up here in Industrial Espionage, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Gideon pick that up. The Face Dancer Initiate's also nice, but this could cause a problem because the row is actually moving now, and then we might see something like Gola or maybe Stitched Horror or something else very strong, and we'll see how that throws a wrench into the works. Yep. So moving on, Invalid Name's got probably Spice on the mind, I would guess. There's no guarantees here too. If he draws three cards, he's got not a very good chance of hitting. 1, 2, 3. He has to hit the Convincing Argument and 2 other cards. Oh no, we could do it. He has to hit the Convincing Argument and this one other card that is, yeah, no, it's possible. He could do it. So the only thing that would be bad if he hit like Experimentation, Signet Ring, and Siege Reverend Mother. That wouldn't work. That would be bad. Oh, he's gonna do it this way. Okay. I guess he needs his water to use the Water of Life. Yeah, of course. All right, so we're gonna see a Water of Life here to try to hit this Tleilaxu Master. Now, keeping in mind that this could backfire. It's a bit of a risk. We'll see if it pays off. There's an Ixion Probe. Very strong plot card. And on to is Martel thinking about doing this right now? Is Yuna thinking about using it? No. They're just getting some troops. Okay. Well, Tleilaxu Master is gone. Legolas picked that one up easily with the 4+1. Mimic Film already doing some work here. But in its place is Shifting Allegiances, another formidable card that, well, at the moment, no one can pick up. Strangely enough. Invalid Name now may decide to do this. So Hundra might decide to hit Water of Life to try to get this Shifting Allegiances, and it's gonna favor them. No one else has any Persuasion, and everyone can look in everyone's discard pile because all their discard piles are there. So everyone can look in the discard piles and see who has Persuasion, which is kind of hilarious, actually. Kind of hilarious. So Gideon might be thinking, well, no one can buy this. I guess it's fine. I don't have to Atomics. I think it's a reasonable thing to think. And Hundro is going to be very happy if the road does not get destroyed. The Shifting is not a bad consolation prize, given that there was a Tleilaxu Master grab round 2. And Memnon is now looking to clean up by racing across the experimentation board and just, doing the thing that Master always does. I don't know what Gideon's thinking about here. He's thinking about punting the row? Is that what he's thinking about? And I guess that is what he's thinking about. Doesn't he have to reveal? All right. I think you pick up this industrial espionage and this blank slate. The blank slate's not terrible. He's not picking up anything. I don't like that. I think picking up this industrial espionage was the right play, and maybe this blank slate. Your deck's small enough, you will draw through things quickly enough. Right? I guess he's got 12 cards still. Freighter Fleet's going to be the pickup here. Freighter Fleet for Hundro. Very good card, but just keep in mind that these cards are not persuasion cards, so you want to be able to trigger them as best as possible, so you need some sort of outlet for that. I don't think they have anything to discard, do they? No, but they have this thing to trash later, so of course they don't have any Fremen, so that's interesting. Everyone's going to pass, and combat is going to resolve as is. Everyone should know now that there are no combat cards in hand, because Josh would have probably played one. Well, maybe he wouldn't have. Actually, this is one of those combats you might actually hold your combat cards. And that is going to put everyone pretty close to a Swordmaster. The only person who has Swordmaster right now is Yuna. And action goes to Memnon for a shipping. And of course, Memnon has complete unfettered access to Interstellar. And now he has to think really hard here because Ilban is seated right after them and will be able to go to Swordmaster first, which is a bit unfortunate. So they do take the Solari, which puts Ilban up to 8. That's rough. This is just feeding Ilban something really important. I think they probably should reconsider this. It feels bad, but you're not getting Swordmaster this round anyway if you do it this way. Right? There's no way you're getting Swordmaster this round. The only way you're going to get Swordmaster is if you had an infiltrate card, which you don't. Okay. Looks like it's going to be done this way, though. Maybe they're thinking High Council instead? Or just a Mentat? Can they Mentat? They can't Mentat. They could Mentat with a Tleilaxu Master for no effect, which is not great, to say the least. We shall see. I honestly would probably walk this back and take this spice instead. Yeah, I don't like this at all. But, I mean, there's not a lot of other options, really, because I think Ilban could still get there if he just, like, went to Wealth and then hit Swordmaster, and then you're kind of out a bunch of Solari you really want. So, this is a really tough decision. It's a really tough decision. I don't envy this position. I've been here before. And it feels bad. Because you probably won't get Swordmaster at all now. But you have to make good with what you got. So, what do? I guess you just take it, pass it along, and then experiment, right? Yep. Memnon's still looking good, though. Ilban has a really good hand within the shadows. They would have really liked to pick up that freighter fleet that Memnon got. Not Memnon, excuse me, that Hundro got. Who was also holding that at the moment. Legolas did not get their bump, or did they? I think they did. Spacing Guild. Yep. He got Spacing Guild. They got Spacing Guild. So that is close to an alliance. This was the line that you used to do in Ix before Immortality came out, is you always just pushed Spacing Guild all the way up because it gave you the extra money. And that was so important. If you could get your Swordmaster and your High Council like by round 3 or 4, you're just set up and you didn't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. But it's not going to work for Memnon this way. Here's Swordmaster. And 2 cards drawn for Ilban, and Ilban's back in the game. And this is what I was saying, is that because of their draw effect and because of their ability to play later in turn order, they kind of capitalize on other players missing cards or missing access or feeding Solari. So yeah, Ilban looking very good. Has a pretty sick play here, actually, in the next couple rounds. They could go in the shadows, discarding something, and then Smuggler Sopper, draw 2 more cards. They could even buy Spice Must Flow if they hit right. Memnon went Experimentation to Haga Basin, and that gets them to 5 Spice. If you were playing Uprising, that would have been enough for a Highliner, but in this game, it is 6 Spice. Something to keep in mind if you've been playing Uprising and then go back to this game, that the numbers are slightly different. It does mess with you a little bit, your rhythms. And Yuna hits up Wealth just to cut off Ilban. No one's been able to get to that track at all. Memnon is going to double ship, and wow, they actually got the guild authorization. So they got all the guild stuff. Pretty insane and very fortunate. So all the guild stuff goes to Memnon. Don't even try. Kind of crazy. But Hundro is holding their ring, so they will be able to ship up and then down and pick up some good stuff. So maybe the spice here is for Chamarchy. They're looking at Chamarchy. Or maybe they're just going to ship down now and try to get this combat. Either way, they need to be careful because Yuna does have 2 agents behind them. I would go up. Yep. Oh, of course, they were on the first level, not the second level. I'm so sorry. They were on this first level, so they had to go up anyway. So they'll be going down when they reveal. They picked up a Grand Conspiracy, which, yeah, I mean, we'll see if they can get there. Hundro can get there because they ship so much, they get so much money. Does tend to work, but it might be hard to get the Spice Must Flow. Secret Forces, everyone's favorite. If you have a High Council seat, get 2 troops card. I always get this card for some reason. Here are 3 troops, 4 troops from the ring, of course. 1 from the ring. Sorry, just 2 troops. It looked like 4 troops. Got 2 troops thanks to their good reputation with the Emperor. Oh, yeah, that's how they get that. Yeah, the Emperor pump. Of course. And now Legolas deciding if they want to go up or down. They're going to go up to get the beetle on the research track. Now, this is a difficult choice usually. I think a lot of people kind of are split between this one. I think they're both very good spaces. The beetle right now makes a lot more sense. And then going up to trash and intrigue and draw a card and get an intrigue is one of the best spaces. And then just like get to the end as fast as possible and start drawing cards with Master. They're almost there. And buying for 5. Gonna pick this shifting up. Man, I gotta say, Legolas has been really impressing me with this play. I played with him, I think, in 2 different games. Been very strong in both games. Let's see. How many games did I play with him? He won week 4 when I got second place. He won week 2 and I wasn't in that game. So he's won 2. He's toward the top. 11 points. So he's had a couple of up and down picks or up and down games. So got a 4th place. And then this game. So Anyway, on to Ilban. Ilban has to play this in the shadows, right? Oh no, you can't yet. Can't yet play it, right? Because he doesn't have 2 influence with the Bene Gesserit. Why is this not going? There it goes. So we're gonna hold it to reveal. Gonna play Reconnaissance. No. Isn't sure what to do. We're just gonna reveal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you punting the row for a 5? Both of the Tleilaxu Masters are gone. This will be interesting. Do you punt the row here? You haven't bought very much stuff. There's always good old negotiated withdrawal. It's a good card. It's a good card. But if you punt the row and you hit nothing, then you're in trouble. There's also like another memory and Bene Gesserit. I mean, this Lisan Al Gaib is not very good, although they've got a couple of Bene Gesserit cards, so it could work. It could work. It could be okay. Arrakis Recruiter replaces negotiated. No one is very thrilled about that. Recruitment mission, okay. Is it going to be other memory? Other memory makes some sense. Lisan Al Gaib at least gives you access to Fremen. Gives you 1 more spice. Oh, this is a nice one. The Corrupt Smuggler. I like this card, actually. If you can get it grafted, it's a huge, huge boon. No one is interested in these 1 costers. I like these cards. I like both of them. I like this one best if you're Leto. And this one has Ilban, but no, Ilban's not interested. Yuna is simply going to reveal. Where did Yuna play to? Oh, they played here. And picked up another card. Yep. So 4, 5. Are they going to punt the row here? I probably would. Oof. I mean, the planned coupling is the only card here that they can afford that's any good. Ah, but then Piter shows up. That does happen. Planned coupling is a great card. One of the best additions from Immortality. Very, very strong card. And combat is going to also resolve like it has been resolving. There are no combat cards out there. Everyone is probably aware of that. Only Gideon had a new card. I guess Invalid Name also a new card, but he's not in the combat. Ooh, illicit dealings. Love those beetles. Josh is very, very far behind. That is Yuna, very, very far behind on the Bene Tleilax track. The beetle track is Yellow, or Memnon, already has gotten the point. And then Ilban and Alejandro sitting at level 2, and Yuna has some catching up to do. But their illicit dealings will help out. Ilban now has first position for this round, a diplomacy, signet ring, couple daggers. Maybe they're going to think about combat. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. They have a ring. They could ring then Mentat, but that's probably not going to stand. There's a lot of players with lots of money, though Hunter's going to get their Swordmaster this round. Okay, so a little bit of pressure on the shipping player, which is Memnon. Memnon does have access to shipping this round. So that won't matter then. Unfortunately, Ilbon won't be shipping this game. Unless something weird happens. Ambush is the pickup for Yuna. And a Chawmurky for Memnon. Okay, Chawmurky for Memnon seems good. Memnon shipping, and then we'll see what this tech is right away. It's a spy satellites. That is points for everybody right now. Everyone's low on the tracks. Yuna would actually love this. This is 3 points for Yuna, and they're probably not going to climb the other tracks anyway. So we shall see. But anyone can get that. Everyone can get that except for Memnon. Yeah, calculated higher. Okay. What was the other one? Calculated higher and poison snooper. You gotta be a little bit careful here. If you're Ilbon, you don't draw something like, okay, that doesn't help too much. He's probably gonna Mentat. I probably would have liked to Mentat first, but you needed the money, right? So you couldn't do it that way. So if Mentat comes back around to him, that'll be fine. What? What's the everything's fine. Don't know what the ping was about, but doesn't matter. Everything is kosher with Ilbon and Hundro. Looking at a pretty interesting hand here. You might see a secrets or a selective here. A double trash would be pretty nice. Double trash with a Siege, Reverend Mother. I like that. Actually love it, because their deck is 12 cards. So that's very reasonable. What other things might they be thinking about? Getting this satellites, the other option. Satellites, oh, they do have access to satellites, so they should probably do that first, but then they won't have enough. Will they? Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. They will have just enough to do selective. So they have to decide what they want to do here. This is an important decision for Hundro. Is it to go get a couple of potential points, or is it to thin their deck? Because that's probably not coming back around to them. Hilariously enough, Yuna does not have access to it. This Face Dancer does not go to Bene Gesserit. Does look like we're going to see a double trash. I like this. I think this is a reasonable play. You really want to thin your deck. You want to cycle back into your shipping cards. And if you're going to replace your deck with Fremen, then what? Okay, this is fine too. You want to win the combat. I think I like selective, but he wants to win the combat. It's reasonable. It's reasonable. Yuna goes up to a bunch of resources. 6 Solari, 6 Spice. Is ready to highline. So one of the reasons I was a little reticent to, I would have been reticent to go to Hardy Warriors is because that Yuna was so close to actually going to highliner. Yeah. I would not at all be surprised if Yuna highlined this next action. Meanwhile, Memnon just got some water, just going up the tracks a little bit. I'm not sure what they are. I haven't played this guild authorization. Are they trying to bait people into racing up that track for them? I don't know if that's going to do anything they want. The Gunthopter in Memnon's hand is actually pretty good here, though. It's going to be... It might not be good for the game, or for the combat. Okay, so Ilbon did Mentat, but there is no Mentat because Memnon sniped that away with Calculated Hire. And looks like Yuna was just letting them know that that wasn't there, which is a very nice thing to do because it's easy to forget. It's kind of hard to see it from top down. Bypass Protocol is the pickup for Memnon, or for Hundro, excuse me. Does this appeal right now? It kind of does. Getting that Piter is pretty sweet. He's going to do it right away. I don't blame him. Reveals weirding way. And a Graft 2 Highliner. Here's the Highliner we all kind of knew was coming. How much are going in? Just enough to tie, knowing that red doesn't... Well, red does have... Yeah, I mean, Hundro does have 2 intrigues in hand, though he has been passing on combats, so... Perhaps Yuna has the read. Nope. Yeah, he doesn't know. So he doesn't know what those cards are, because he didn't see them go into combat last round. There was the other 2 players, yellow and blue, so... This makes a lot of sense, just making sure that you get it. Sonic Snoopers for Memnon. Sadly, this Gunthopter is going to kind of go to waste because you can put 2 more in. You can go 1, 2, 3. You'll tie red, but then red gets 1 ahead. You're still going to be 3rd. No, you can't tie red. You're yellow. Yeah, you can get 3rd. You can get a water. You have to throw a troop in. That never feels good. Wow. Okay, there's a Secret of the Sisterhood for Memnon. Memnon is looking good. Low scoring game already. We are on round number 4. I think we're going to see a bunch of points being put on the board very, very soon. 2, 3, 4, 5 persuasion. 1 dagger. Gideon's going to retreat here. Ilbon's going to probably retreat, get the bump, I would imagine. There's really no point in fighting for this. 3 troops for 2 water. I mean, that's fine, but I think the bump is better here. I think the bump is much better here. What? 5, 7? Oh, okay. Okay, it gets Imperium Ceremony. Okay, Imperium Ceremony is going to be picked up here. You may put cards you acquire on top of your deck. Love that card. There's an Imperium Ceremony pickup and a Web of Power. As is the case, a better card always shows up. But Imperium Ceremony is very strong. Basically lets you look at 2 intrigues and decide which one you want and put the other back. So it's kind of like Hundro's beginning of the game ability. Very strong. Is he retreating? Is the question. No, he's not. Oh, he still hasn't. He can still retreat. Yes, he is. Okay. That makes sense. There we go. Oh, boy. Oh, that's not the right play. Wow. Ilbon is going for Memnon's alliance. Memnon is holding guild authorization, though. This is gonna see. We're gonna see some sparks flying here. We're gonna see some sparks fly. Very cool. I'm excited. Okay, we got Hundro. Hundro's got a reveal turn. They are probably just going to pass, stop by anything. They don't have enough to do anything. They could get this scout or this high priority travel. Actually, high priority travel is fine. It's a fine card. I don't know if it's something that they need, but it is fine. Gonna pick up a beetle instead. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I'm surprised this Face Dancer Initiate's not picked up, because that is a Fremen for the Fremen bond. Very interesting choice here by Hundro. Yuna is just going to reveal and be happy with this combat. And Memnon's going to take this alliance that now Ilbon might feel a little bit silly doing. Might feel a little silly. Wait, what's going on here? What was that? What was that? That token had no place in this game right now. Okay. Get your rewards. And Memnon lucks into a water. We're on round number 5. Trade Monopoly is the combat. And a very good one. If you are sitting on level 1 of the shipping track, then you feel great about this conflict. If you are at the bottom, you don't feel quite so good, but it's not that hard to get up there. Everyone can go smuggling. Or anyone can, rather. Not everyone. Now, Memnon's got shipping basically mandatory, right? Shipping and then Swordmaster. Let's see, who hasn't gotten their Swordmaster? Just Memnon. So Memnon can take their time, and I actually like this type of position when you don't have to rush to get Swordmaster. You can take your time. You can do something else of higher priority first. High priority. But you can go do something else and then come back in, get your Swordmaster second action, and then third action, decide what you want to do. So we shall see what they choose. We've just seen Hundro head over to Fold Space. Okay. It never feels great to go Fold Space this late in the game. I mean, it's round number 5, so it's not that late, but you've got like 2 more rounds, maybe 3 rounds. This game is going slow. Yuna had hit up Great Flat for a ton of spice and restocked. And we're probably going to see the Signet Ring to shipping. Yep. Get their spice and be happy with life. They're going to have Swordmaster and High Council this round if they want. Unless somebody blocks them. The only person who can block them is Yuna. Yuna might do that, actually. Yuna's hand is garbage. Yuna's hand is garbage. They might Mentat, though. Ilbon, I gotta say, Ilbon has been shut down this game. Ilbon has been completely shut down. And I think that this is something that players need to pay attention to when there's a 4th position Ilbon. And if you get a character who, benefits from hitting up wealth, you need to hit wealth first. Like if you just give Ilbon a bunch of shots at wealth, they're going to win the game. They just will. They'll get Mentat. They'll draw more cards. They'll buy higher cost things. They'll get Spice Missiles. You can't let them do that. So very good play here from Yuna blocking those key spaces. Of course, they benefited them as well anyway. And Hundro has Piter, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough for High Council. Has a couple of options here. I might Arrakis, see what I hit. No, okay, they're gonna do it this way. They're gonna Research Station. I don't think this is bad either. There's that useless Siege Reverend Mother that they can't figure out what to do with because it literally doesn't reveal for anything. I think they really needed to have picked up this Face Dancer Initiate and maybe 1 or 2 Arrakis Liaisons by now to get the value out of this. It's gonna hurt in the long run. I don't think they have any Fremen, right? No. Okay, and this Grand Conspiracy also for Hundro is sitting in hand and not doing anything. They almost have an alliance, but they need to have 2 level 4s, 2 dreadnoughts, 1 High Council, 1 Spice Must Flow. They're not quite close to any of those things, so that card's not super great. Una is looking good. Una picks up a Dreadnought. I like this right here. So Dreadnoughts, they're opportunistic, right? You pick them up when you need to have a refillable combat strength, and just having that 3 extra is very strong here, especially when you're holding combat cards and just really don't have a lot else you need this round or can do. It's great. Okay, so here is our Swordmaster. We knew this was happening with Memnon. He's going to pay 2 with shifting. He's going to go get this alliance. I'm sorry, this friendship. He went down with... Wait, where did he go down? Oh, okay. He just went up 1 with the Emperor. Okay, that's fine. Pay 2 spice for a bump. Not too bad. A little expensive. It's fine. Now, what is Ilban doing here? They have a couple of options. This diplomacy is good. I might secrets first. Possibly selective. Selective seems okay. If 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 persuasion. I don't hate that. I think that's a fine idea. They don't have a lot of good trash targets. I might even trash the Smuggler Slapper and get it out of play. But it's a little awkward because you don't want to trash the in the shadows. You'd prefer to have both Spice Must Flow and Reveal in the shadows. You don't have enough for a Mentat. Good wealth here. I think wealth into Mentat is reasonable. But you're giving up Spice Must Flow if you do it that way. So this is interesting how they're going to do this. Could be conspired. Are we going to go conspire? And then High Council? We're doing it... Okay, we're doing it this way. Picks up a tiebreaker. Not the best, but can break some ties. Interesting. Okay, I wonder if they've really thought this through. So they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 persuasion. And then they're going to hit in the shadows and not... Okay, they can see what they hit off of in the shadows. And if they... Okay, so this is okay, right? They hit off in the shadows. They use their Ilban ability, then they can trigger in the shadows. So they can probably get 9 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. They can do this. Okay, that makes sense. This is good. This is working out for Ilban. Ilban's going to go up to 2 points, getting out of this little rut they're in right now. But also will get another point from a track, presumably. Hundro is eyeing up secrets or maybe just some water. Still Suits him really good right now. Still Suits is really good right now. They need the water so that they can Water of Life and get this, get a Spice Must Flow this round. They've trashed 1 dagger, so, and they have the other one in hand, so they only have 1 blank in their deck in the form of Freighter Fleet, if I remember correctly. Una is triggering the holo projectors, deciding what they want to do here. Looks like they're going to Ixion probe. Maybe not. What would they prefer to have? They probably don't know. They probably want a Mentat. Do they want a Mentat here? They really want High Council. They can't get there. Maybe you Mentat and just see what happens. I think this is a see what happens play. I'm not sure what you're going to get. It's better. Diplomacy was on top. That is the best case scenario, I think. Memnon is just chucking troops in and looking to end this soon. They're sitting at 5 points and gonna get another one here if they win this combat. Actually, no, they won't get another one. They'll get a bump. They'll get a bump. But they have a chance of picking up this by satellites, which is nice. Still don't have High Council, though. No one's got High Council. I'm a little surprised about that. Everyone's incentivized to have High Council. Pretty much Yuna needs High Council for his secret forces unless they just don't care. Memnon really wants it for their ability. Ilban just wants it and is going to get it this round. And I guess Hundra is the only person who doesn't really know. Though they can also get it this round. I mean, but you got to just do this. There's a one play, Ilban. You just got to play in the shadows, go to High Council, see what you draw, and then decide if you want to use in the shadows. You probably do, because if it's a 1 persuasion card. Well, no matter what it is, it's fine, right? Because you just discard it. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's 9. So you're gonna get a bump no matter what you do. Just do it. Draw the card first. Okay, well, they're deciding. I'd be surprised if there was any other play here. I would be very surprised if there was any other play here. Right? This thing is 3 persuasion. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then +2 is 9. I don't see what else you're doing. Oh, no, he can't do it. I just realized he's still on level 1. Uh-oh. And that's the argument for going selective or secrets instead of the conspire space, but then you still don't have the Solari to do it. Okay, I see the pickle they're in here. This is my misunderstanding. For those of you who are shutting your screen like, no, CJ, he can't do it. I am sorry. So what do? What is the play here? You apparently play Imperium Ceremony to wealth. What? Gets you a point, okay. And you can look at 2 intrigues, yeah. Okay. Tack and Counselor's Dispensation. Okay, so you take Tactician. Right. Counselor's Dispensation is not terrible. If you're planning on going High Council. It's so awkward, though. See, this is getting a point, but giving up a point. So, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I almost would have just done the High Council, but I guess you get another point here from in the shadows. So, I guess it's 2 points. Just feels weird to do it this way. Is he taking Counselor's Dispensation? He is taking Counselor's Dispensation. Okay, cool. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's fine. I like this play. I think Tactician on top is a little scary, though. You can kind of track where people... You can track who has it. So that's good. All right, Hundro is about to reveal, right? I think we're done with that. It's waiting for Ilban to pass the turn. There we are. Reveal 3, 4, 5, 6. Is he gonna play Water of Life? You gotta play Water of Life, right? He's gotta hit 3. I guess you have a chance of bricking. So you just pick up this Web of Power and be good. Oh my god, yeah, okay. And there's a Dissecting Kit. Is that coming up too? So Web of Power Dissecting Kit. Love that. Love, love, love that. There's still no Fremen in the deck. Got this Reverend Mother that does nothing. Except trash cards. I guess that's okay. Use your beetles, and that should be good, right? Take the beetle, or do you get a troop? You get 2 troops. Nope, beetles. Okay. Almost to that point. So what's happening though is that if Ilban has a couple extra turns, there's the tactician, goes to Una. They gotta be careful here. There is an open secrets, and no one has any agents though. The recall intrigue is still out there somewhere. Una likes this combat. It is a point at spacing for them. But I don't think they're going to get it here. The question is, do you actually go in with another? Okay, so Memnon is defending this. I think this is a little bit too committal. I think this is too much. I mean, yes, Una could play Ambush and Master Tactician, but they don't know they have that. I don't know why you would assume they have like Allied Armada, which is 7 daggers. I mean, that's the worst thing that could have. So, not 100% sure about that. Interesting though. We're on to Ilban's reveal. Can't do anything, so you gotta reveal. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4 persuasion, 1 bump, 1 specimen. Do you buy anything? Missionary is not half bad here. I think Missionary is not half bad. He's gonna punt the row. He's tossing it. He doesn't want this. So we're gonna see what we get. There's Boundless Ambition, which he cannot use. There's a Shadow Mapes he could borrow for he could take. There's a Stilgar's, another high priority travel, and a Gunthopter. So this is not a great hit for Ilban. Not very good at all. Best is Shadow Mapes. I mean, I would have probably preferred the Mission Area. Maybe you just take a Liaison and call it a day. Like, Liaison is better, I think, than most of these cards. Than the 2 you can afford, the 3 you can afford. I think it's just Liaison and call it good. I see high priority travel being good, but I still would not. I wouldn't bother. Like that card, but it is great for Ilban, but Ilban has not seemed interested in cards that multiply their ability. Surprisingly. Again, I'm still surprised that this Face Dancer Initiate has not been picked up by Hundro like 3 rounds in a row or 4 rounds in a row. It could have been a lifesaver here. The Siege Reverend Mother revealing for 3. Having 2-3 persuasion cards is kind of insane. Kind of strong. But they don't like it, so maybe they just had bad experiences with it. I could see that. All right. We're on to combat, and I think everyone's going to pass. So maybe a little bit less interesting, this combat. 5 intrigue cards for Una. They are going to act first, so they can toss 2 of them. The Dispatch and Envoy is very nice, though, gotta say. But right now, Memnon is in the driver's seat, still doing very well. Needs some spice, but is set up to get some. There's going to be 4 at Haga Basin. Yuna might take that. But that might mean they get their stuff stolen. So there's all sorts of interesting things happening here. It is going to be terrible purpose. Is our round 6 combat conflict. And we get a retreat in Ilban's hand. We have freighter fleet with Hundro Ring. So lots of shipping stuff for Hundro. We also have to remember that Memnon's sitting on a spy satellite. So they picked up spy satellites. So they technically have 1 more point. So that's 6. Commanding lead. Legolas in a good position if winning this to be second in the group, right behind Beast, who had 3 wins out of 4 games. Pretty impressive. This would be, if Legolas won this, it'd be their 3rd win. They would have the 2nd best record in this group, with Air Engineer in 3rd. Lots to think about for Yuna. Lots to think about. Planned coupling. You've got Face Dancer Initiate. You want to play your experimentation. You have your ring. How do you get enough Solari to use your ring? Do you conspire here? You could conspire with the Chris Knife. Conspire to Chris Knife gets you enough. I don't know if that's something you'd want to do. It doesn't put you in position to win this conflict. Is there another way to do that? Did Yuna get their shipping? Oh no, it was Memnon. Excuse me. Who won that? Tough one here. Tough one indeed. I think shipping is the only thing that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, I like this. So 11 and pass the turn. Just say come and get it. None of these are VP, so come and get it. But Memnon cannot come and get it. Memnon's going to do something else. Get some spice, I'd imagine. Go get some spice and hang out. Or not. Oh, he's going to High Council. He's going to... No, he's not. No, he is not. Go High Council. Why are you mentating this round? For Tleilaxu Master. Okay, this is the last card in his deck. Tleilaxu Master. Very interesting. Very interesting. He could play it. He's almost to the end. He could play it. He could get the experimentations off, and then he could play Tleilaxu Master to pull something to his hand if he really wanted to be tricky. Troop transports is pickup for Ilban. That's usually not a good sign when you're buying troop transports. It is not a very good tech, usually. It's okay. 3 troops are thrown into the conflict. In this case, it's okay, but it's not the best. Probably one of the weakest of the techs. Takes the spice. And where's his bump? Did he already do it? No. 1 Solari for his ring. And a bump with... Fremen, right? It's got to be Fremen. I guess you could chase BG, get that alliance. Maybe BG alliance is better. for the... Yeah, BG Alliance is probably better for the intrigues. Actually, I take it back. I take troop transports being bad back. It's good when you have retreat, when you have withdrawal. It's good when you have negotiated withdrawal. Still thinking here, though. Would probably like to hit up selective this round as well, trashing that in the shadows. Just get that alliance straight away. No one's even moved on that track. Just there's no one has any interest in it. Could do all those things. Could do selective breeding next round, trash the dagger, and hopefully get Spice Must Flow, and then negotiated withdrawal, get a bump, go to Fremen. No, he's going Fremen. Okay, so he's gonna go Fremen instead, which is fine. Now he can chase there if he really wants to. But he'd be chasing the last place player right now in Hundro. Oof. He took it at Fremen. They're just saying, where did you go? Where'd you get your bump? He went at Fremen. Okay, back to Hundro, who needs to play a card. Still has not played a card. Siege Reverend Mother looks pretty good, followed by Lisan Al Gaib, if I have to be honest. So I don't think that Selective's coming back around to Ilban. Yuna would like it as well. Yuna would really like it. That's a double bump with this Face Dancer and Ring. You gotta be really careful with Yuna. Yuna can do some pretty nasty stuff with her Ring. That means it's gonna be a point for Yuna. They're coming back. It does feel like a little bit of a comeback. It was a slow start for Yuna. It's been a slow start for Hundro. It's been an extremely slow start for Ilban, but Ilban's back to 4 points. Or not back to, but they're now up to 4 points. Memnon is still leading the way. Looking like they're going to buy Spice Must Flow this round. They need to hit High Council. 100% need it. And I guess we're just waiting to see here. They have a point in hand. So they have a point with... so Memnon has a point if they go High Council, bump Bandit Gesserit, use the Sisters, that's 1 point, that's 6. They win this combat, that's 7. Spice Must Flow is 8. They can't do it this round, so there's not going to be a round 6 win by anybody, but Memnon was in a good position to do so. I don't think there was enough combats worth points for that to happen. You might see Yuna interested in this detonation devices. There's some detonation devices up here. There's artillery. There's training drones. Lots of combat. No one's really like decided that's something they want to do. Everyone just wants to climb tracks. This is a very interesting game. Like the whole table has just decided that they don't want to climb track. They just want to climb tracks. They don't want to do big combat because it would be a very easy switch into detonation devices, like double dreadnoughts for Yuna, detonation devices. You could do it with the Ring, or just save that for the double bump. I think all of these things are reasonable. Yuna might be thinking about going into Hardy Warriors as well. Oh, and Hundra is going to pick up this High Council. That is a big blow to Memnon. They really wanted to hit that this round. That was the plan. They don't really have a lot else going on. They have spice prospects a little bit, and maybe a tech. They could go like get this artillery if they really wanted. That's not what they want. None of those things are very appealing to Memnon right now. But to Yuna, I think that this is reasonable for them, and they don't care too much about High Council. They're gonna wait on High Council. The Secret Forces is a pretty miserable card to hold in your hand the whole time. I might see a Dispatch played here. Dispatch with Ring, hold the others just in case. Could he try to steal anything? No, he's not in a position to. He's a little far behind to steal an alliance. But Fremen is looking good, and Bene Gesserit's still open. So looks like we might see a Dispatch with a Face Dancer, or a Dispatch with the... Okay, we're going to see Planned Coupling first with the Ring. So Planned Coupling with the Ring, this is going to get double bump, and we're going to see a Face Dancer to Secrets, maybe? This is interesting. This is really interesting. So, no, shows those cards, but then decides against it. This is interesting. You've given a little information about. They know where you want to go. You do want to draw, right? But what do you trash here? You can just trash Yuna's Ring, maybe. Do you need it again? Are you going to get it again? Probably not. It's a tough call. Good Ring with the Face Dancer Initiate and the Dispatch. I don't know. I think Planned Coupling is just a better play here. You really do want to hit High Council. Or, sorry, you want to hit Spice Must Flow this round. Round number 6, you do need to hit a High Council. Or, sorry, not High Council. I keep saying that. Spice Must Flow. You really do. We're just going to see what he wants to do here, how he wants to do it. I imagine it's selective breeding, but I don't know if he wants to go below 4 spice. There's also all of the spice here on the ground. Like, there's tons of spice at Haga Basin. Tons of spice. No, he's getting dreadnoughts. He is thinking about detonation devices. Oh boy. This is the other play I was mentioning earlier that I did like. I did like this play. Is he going to get detonation? I think you do, right? It's potential points. It's potential points. So you get an extra troop, you get a spice. That sets you up for your selective, and you get a bump somewhere. And I think you take it at Spacing Guild. Actually, you could take it at BG and try to steal that alliance, because I think that is a reasonable play here. Is going to do it with the graft to draw a card. Okay. I don't think this matters all that much. You could have done it the other way around next action. Okay, Fremen. Reasonable. Revealing a invasion ships. Invasion ships could help someone restock very quickly. But Memnon's happy enough to get the spice, so nothing here has really changed. Memnon only had a couple of options anyway. They have 2, 4, 6, 7. Persuasion. 8. Sorry, 8. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7. Persuasion. So they will draw a card with their Tleilaxu Master. So the next play is probably Tech Negotiation. Wow, do they Tech Negotiate and hit invasion ships? They've got all the tech. How do they have so much tech? Everyone else is starving on spice. It's incredible. Meanwhile, Ilbon is thinking this through. They were gifted selective breeding, and we already knew that they wanted to do that. This has got to be a selective breeding play, right? I threw out the long graft card, CJ. Yeah, you did. You threw out the wrong one. Oh, he didn't want to go selective breeding. Oh, he wanted to win this combat with Fremen. He wanted to go Fremen. Yeah, I see. I see. I see. I mean, you could still go Fremen. So it's not the worst. But you did want to reveal this still the Chris knife. So I understand that. That is unfortunate. The good thing is you have this dispatch and envoy to still get you there. Right? Unless his plan was to go to fold space this round. I actually could see it either way. I think I'd probably go... What would I do here? I think I like Hardy Warriors better. Because you know that blue has withdrawal. So they're probably going to withdraw. And then... I don't know what Hundra is doing. Hundra is not going into combat at all. So I wouldn't be worried about that at all. There's like a Gunthopter already in the bin. So yeah, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. He can't hear me, but he can hear this afterwards, and I think he's okay. Because either way, you can get a point. Yep. I just played the dispatch. Just play the dispatch. Okay, you want to do it this way. Okay, you can do this. This works too. That is totally... Wow. Whoa, that's a big play. Okay, quid pro quo. That's a big game. Wow. Oh, unfortunately, he draws his Diplo. That's too bad. So he's going to draw again, getting his experimentation. Yeah, it makes sense. Does that get him an extra point? It gets him an extra point, so that puts him to 4. He'll reveal for another point. 5. He doesn't have to, and they can play Quid Pro Quo for 6. I don't, and then, but he's not going into combat here. So I think this would have been a cheaper combat to win. I think that, and it doesn't matter what I think, but I think it would have been a better combat to go into, seeing as how you had, let's see, you could have gone in for 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 power, 12 strength, plus the backup ambush and tactician, I think are better. Generally, I think this would have been better. Then waiting for next round. But look, maybe just waiting for next round. It's totally reasonable. But I see the difference. I see what he's trying to do. I think the dispatch, as it's too valuable to play round 7 and 8, that it makes sense. You wouldn't want to throw it out now either. Anyway, so enough talking about Yuna. Let's get back to the game. We did see Ilbon go to Imperial Basin, gave a spice to Yuna, and then Hundro went to Secrets and is now stealing. Oh, what did they steal? They stole Ambush. Ooh. Okay. Secret Forces would have been the better thing for him, actually. Secret Forces would have been actually nuts. It's exactly the same as Ambush, but it's actually fine. Quid Pro Quo would have been a pretty nasty take, but it is what it is. They got something. There's a bump. And here is a beetle. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna move, get a beetle, as Memnon and draw 1 card. This might get him to Spice Must Flow. Oh, it does not. What a rip. That hurts. That hurts. Oh my god. Whatever. The deck, the guy was just staring at him from the discard pile and he redrew it. Yeah. Ouch. Ouch. That, he just needed 1 persuasion, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He just needed 1 persuasion. Ouch. Oh man. I think that was a turning point in the game, honestly. I think this is one of those random effects that may have changed the winner of the game. Because now look at Ilban is catching up. They're at 4 points. They're nearly to 6. Yuna's now at 5, is doing very well. Hundro is about to buy Spice Must Flow. Are they? Yeah, they are. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're going to go up the track. Yeah, so Hundro's climbing back into it. This is going to be a tight finish. Yeah, I know. I know. 2 out of 5. Yeah, we can look. We can look. Look at that. Or 1 out of 5. 1 out of 6. It was a 1 out of 6. Yeah. One out of 6. Oh well. Anyway. Yep. It should be 1 out of 6. It was a 1 out of 6 chance to miss. Or to, yeah, so that's what happened. Yep. 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 All right. Reveal for Hundro. Hundro gets Spice Must Flow. Hundro goes up. Hundro gets 2 specimens and buys a point. So now Hundro is at 5 points. And we have ourselves a game. Man. We have ourselves a game. What an interesting turn of events. Suddenly, I'm not really sure who's winning anymore. I'm really not. I would have said that it was Memnon until this last card draw. And now I'm not sure. Oof, yeah. Not only that, but Ilban's getting a really cheap combat here. Really cheap combat. And if Memnon had thrown that troop in, Ilban would not have been able to retreat. So. All right, we need to talk about a little bit of drama on the friendship tracks or on the faction tracks. We have a potential steal here from Hundro. We're going to see who gets here first. It might just be Ilban. They're out of position. They are out of position. Now Ilban looking at 6. Hundro's out of position. No one is really up on this Bene Gesserit track yet, but that doesn't mean they won't be. This is sealed, and this one's still up in the air. Yuna needs to be careful because there's a shifting allegiance in Memnon's hand. They need to be careful. The great thing about Memnon is they can shift down anywhere and not care about their friendship because they have spy satellites. And it is Memnon's action. So I would not be surprised to see a wealth play here. Oh, it's going to be a Bene Gesserit play. Okay, Bene Gesserit. All right. This is interesting. This is interesting. I'm going to try to pick up the pace and buy their Spice Must Flow this round. Trash their dagger. Don't want another blank. And draw 2 cards. Master. Experimentation. Okay, so Master's going to get 2 more cards. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 persuasion at the moment. Smuggler's Thopter for Ilbon's going to ship. Okay. It's interesting. They didn't want the spice. Their draw is horrendous. Their draw is just horrendous. They got negotiated experimentation. No access whatsoever. They're all in on this combat then. They basically have no other option. They're not buying Spice Must Flow either. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm also a little surprised Memnon didn't go immediately High Council. Because they could have run into the problem of Aelbon, just decided they had nothing better to do and go High Council. Smuggling for Hundro finds the freighter fleet again. This is the 3rd time they've found the freighter fleet. Gets his stuff. Throw some troops in. You might as well throw some troops in. This is still a point for Hundro, excuse me. And it might seal. It might save their alliance. I'm really surprised that they didn't immediately diplomacy to Fremen. They're gonna lose their alliance. But I know that they needed that smuggling for the money. So you give up a point, you get a point. I mean, luckily for them, Ilbon has no access. So pretty miserable for Ilbon. I guess maybe that they just they figured like, oh, they didn't play it, so they must not have it. But they could have drawn it. They could have drawn it. That's bold. It's pretty bold. Okay, bump with the Bene Gesserit, puts them up to 6 points. Now our leaders are Hundro and Ilbon. Here's an In the Shadows. When did he pick up In the Shadows? It must have been this last round. Do not remember when he picked up In the Shadows. I apologize for missing that. In the Shadows triggers off of the Hollow Projectors, draws a dagger. That's not great, but he has the 16 probe to fix it. Good thing. And Martel needs to now play something that will probably be a Mentat. Yep. Finds experimentation. Oop, apologies. Sorry guys. Hitting the wrong button. Again, they still has the dispatch and envoy, so that's fine. Okay, we're going to see the Ixion Probe played, and there's a Face Dancer, there's a Chris Knife, so that's much better. Chris Knife now looking good. Could steal this alliance too, could steal Fremen. The game is going to have some drama this round. 6 points for Una, 6 points for Hundro, 6 points for Ilbon, and 5 for Memnon. He gets his High Council finally. Gets a point. Everyone's sitting at 6 points. It's anybody's game. It's really anybody's game. Memnon has an unbelievable set of cards in hand. Unbelievable. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 persuasion. So they can play anything from their hand and they'll be totally fine. Except for, you know, Master they probably don't want to play. Although I guess they could if they needed access to something, like if they wanted to take Stilgar for whatever reason. They could do that. But shifting allegiances is getting them what they want. Just go get some spice, shift down with, I don't know, Fremen. Go get that alliance with the Bene Gesserit. That is pretty safe too, because they have Sisterhood. Wow. Very interesting game. I think this is one of the best games I've commentated on so far. I think this is one of the best I've seen and closest. Una needs spice. Can they get there? I don't think they can get there. So they're probably going to quid pro quo instead. Wait, no, I think they can get there. They can quid pro. Okay, so Yuna has a double bump with the Tleilaxi track. Selective breeding. I'm sorry, not selective breeding. Where did? Oh, research station. Ilban went research station. Found their diplomacy. That's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 persuasion. They still don't have what they want. They want a spice must flow. Spice must flow is pretty essential right here. Pretty essential. Trip to Arrakis might do it. Did they trash anything yet? Let's see what they're. Let's see what they got. They have 1 blank and in the shadows. Okay, so if they Thoptered there to Arrakis, they'd have a 1 in 4 chance to brick. Not great. They could always go tech negotiation. Okay, Hundro is gonna head over to Arrakis anyway. Picks up Lisan Al Gaib, which is great, and they're gonna trash this shuttle fleet to go up 1. That's low impact, I think. I'm not sure if that's necessary. I mean, I don't know if you had any other options in that case. I probably would have like held it just for the beetle, but maybe not. All right. We had dispatch with an experimentation, 2 secrets. Secrets finds another master tactician. Okay, these things need to be cashed in at some point. And a Bindu suspension. Bindu's nice. I like Bindu here, where you're actually just trying to see if you can go into combat. But one of the problems here is that if you don't have combat access, you might be in trouble. So I like the dispatch play. That's the double bump that we were talking about. Now Memnon knows that ahead of time that they can get to the same level, but they probably can't steal the alliance because they're going to be out of position. Oh, they actually could steal this alliance. Let's see if they'll actually try to do that, because they can go down Fremen up to BG, then Sisterhood steal it, and that's going to be a big game. It's a big game. I think you go... Where do you go? Haga Basin? Set up for Highliner for next round? It's tough. They missed Spice Must Flow last round. Such a big deal. Such a big deal. Look how it's completely changed how he wanted to play. He would have been able to Thopter this round, potentially. Man. Oh, interesting. He's not shifting. He's Carthaging. Private army. Oh, that's not going to stand. I don't know about this. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess they have 9 persuasion, so they wouldn't have been able to keep everything. I guess they could have like shifting to tech negotiation. Would that have done it? Would have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so that would have done it, and then they could have shifting, stolen the alliance. Though this is such a tricky combat for that. So it is Grand Vision, by the way, in case I didn't mention that. God, because I didn't mention that earlier. I keep hitting my Windows key. Hate that key. Yeah, Grand Vision messes everything up, right? Everyone's math is messed up, so the winner of this conflict will be able to potentially steal an alliance. At the moment, looks like blue might be able to steal anything. I'm not sure. They might be able to steal an alliance, or they can seal off their Fremen. It's really not worth it if you just seal off an alliance with one bump. It's just bad. That's really bad. Bindu finds diplomacy for Yuna. That's very good. So, and by the way, we had a Hundro play over to Carthag, and did they get their bump? They did get their bump with that. Oh no, they didn't get their bump. They don't have a Bene Gesserit out, so no, none of that. They revealed. I'm sorry. All right. Memnon is, what's Memnon doing here? He's just gonna get a Spice Must Flow, get a point, almost to a point rather. Oh, and Shadowy Bargain. Shadowy Bargain's gonna get him that last point on the Beetle track. Memnon looking like they're in the driver's seat right now. I'm sure that Yuna is a little bit relieved that Shifting Allegiances wasn't used. A little relieved. Oh man, this is going to come down to it. This is pretty close. Memnon is no points for Spy Satellites, but they can always cash that in for another one. So potentially just sitting at 9 points right now, if you factor in the Bene Tleilax track. And think of it this way: if they had been able to buy Spice Must Flow last round and this round, they would have won the game. They're just one away. That stupid Thopter. If they had not bought Thopter, they would have won the game this round. Unfortunate. I still think the shifting play was better. Shifting to Tech Negotiation would have gotten the point for the BGs, would have bought Spice Must Flow, you would have found Shadowy Bargain, and you could have got the point for Spy Satellites. So I think, well, maybe no, would have missed the point for Spy Satellites, but so I guess it's the same. One spice off. One spice off from winning it. One spice off. This is a very, very cheap combat. Very cheap combat. Ilbon can't possibly be thinking about retreating here. There is, they could do that, but Memnon is going to wreck them. They do that. They are thinking about it. They are thinking about it. This is a big decision. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. They only have 7 persuasion. Not enough for Spice Must Flow. So they have to do something. They have to do something here. I think the bump is not worth it here in this case. I hope they don't do it. It would be a big throw. They might think that we have tiebreaker, so we could probably get away with it, but you cannot get away with it. So we'll see. We'll see. In fact, I think, yeah, that would be such a blowout. Such a blowout. Everyone is sitting on 7 points. Hundro has cashed in his Chom shares. I have to say, I think Yuna's position is the most tentative with that alliance with Bene Gesserit. Also, alliance with the Emperor is not safe. But does Josh have a path to win it this round? That's my question. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6 persuasion. Not really a great way to do it. And get a point with Spacing Guild. Excuse me, Spacing Guild. You could. I don't know if there's any other pathways to points. I think you have to get the Spacing Guild point, putting up to 8. He's maybe thinking quid pro quoing. One, 2, 3. I see 3 bumps. I don't see 4. Oh no, I do see 4. So, oh, I see what he's going to do. Okay, so this is the play. Oh no, we can't do it because there's something blocking. Oh, it's so close. If no one went to still suits, he'd be able to take that alliance this round. He gets 4 bumps in hand. That's pretty wicked. All right, here's a point. It doesn't do a lot. Okay, so he's gonna play diplomacy and plan coupling, and he's gonna go get this alliance. He's gonna try to win the combat. Can he win it this round? I think he can win it. I think Josh might take it this round. Here's quid pro quo. Bump, bump, and bump. Oh my god. He wins the combat, he gets a point. If he detonates, he gets another point. This game is could potentially end here. I think Josh found the line. He found the line for first place. No one has any points in hand. This is it. This is it. Master Tactician, do you have anything? Tiebreaker is going to come out. You got to play Tiebreaker. The game is going to end. Steel Alliance, detonate, game over. Wow, Josh found the line. Wow. You got to play Tiebreaker, man. The game's going to end. You have to realize the game's about to end. That's it. GG. And Memnon, without using the spy satellites, really should have probably tried to get this going. But I'm a little bummed out about that. But you know what? That's the way it is. That is the way it is. Face Dancer, very good. That's why people are sleeping on these cards. They're very good cards. This would have been good. I mean, all of these cards were good. Plan Coupling, such a freaking bomb in this game. I think the realization of that the game is ending is pretty massive here. Yuna finds a way to pull themselves out of 7th place in the group, and is going to win this. Yuna is going to win this. Sorry, no, it's not 7th position, 6th position. Invalid name is going to stay below the cutoff. And Martel BYM is gonna go up to 2nd place. There's a demand respect for another bump. What does that do? Nothing. Tiebreakers, Solari, no. That's gonna do it. We have our winner, Yuna, 2nd position Yuna, piloted by Martel BYM, or TheJoshWag is going to get 1st place here. Wow. 2nd place goes to Memnon. 3rd place goes to Hundro, and 4th goes to Ilbon. Let's go talk to the group and see how they thought it went.
It off. I needed one more turn.
Hey guys.
Oh.
What a line,
Wow.
Josh. What a line. That was pretty sick,
that
dude.
was a line. That was a line-y shit.
Yep. All right,
You know what made it better would have been plans within plans, right?
Yeah, right.
I really thought it was going like one more round. I calculated that like at the best you can do is 9, but I did not think you can get like 15 bumps in a turn.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 bumps, 8 bumps. That was lucky. But yeah, this
one didn't really matter. But
that didn't matter. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, and I also discarded
in the shadows.
In the shadows.
Yep.
I think my move should have been to use this to bump
Zero
myself
it
up
up.
one.
Yeah, as soon
Yep,
as you passed, I'm like, okay, I have a chance at winning
Yep.
this round.
That was too
I
much of
really
a
thought
risk.
like I really thought that you were going to 9, and I was like setting up for the next turn. I didn't like even trash this. Like it would have
Yeah,
given
yeah,
me
yeah.
just like one additional.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it didn't really matter. You're still second, but that was
Yeah.
an interesting. Actually, I had a question about that. So you had a line to tech negotiation and use it and try to take
Mhm.
the BG alliance, right?
Yeah. So this was my thinking. So I was thinking of going to tech nego. Then with this,
Yep.
I was able to take it, but I kind of thought that it would be very easy to overtake. And also, like, I was going to bump down here, and like seeing what we see now, that like, and Grand Vision like opening, I thought that like I am losing either this one or both, and like essentially getting off with nothing. So I said, okay, I am not going to play that.
Well, why would you bump down here? Why not bump down here? Because
In Fremen?
because you get the point anyway, and if it goes another
Oh no,
round, you'll be able to
because
get
I'm
it.
greedy. Oh no, because I was greedy. I was thinking that
Yeah.
I can always like trash this because I always had like a surplus, not a surplus, but like I always had 3+ spice,
Right.
and I knew that like I can spend 3.
Yeah, and you were one short from actually getting to 10 this round too. You could have done that line, trashed that, and then you would have been at 10. So like there was,
Yeah,
but you were
yeah.
one spice short to do that. Yeah, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If only this counselor's dispensation came to you, right? That would have been nice. That was pretty amazing. Oh man.
I kind of thought that Green was sitting on like I didn't think like he was holding on to like battle intrigues. I kind of was quite sure that out of the
Yeah, that's
3 that
'cause-
were left, 2 of
Mhm.
them were like end games.
That's because
Yeah.
Red took ambush from me. I mean, you saw it, right?
Yep. Gideon knew you had
Yeah.
attack too.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah. Put it down.
Yep. Wow.
I was
I mean,
quite
that was
sure
pretty
like
insane.
it was plans with implants or something. Yeah, it was a very nice line, a very beautiful line.
Yep. Yeah, I was talking it through, and I'm like, oh wait, I see it. And it's like saw it just as you like started to do it. Like, oh okay, I see what you're doing. That was pretty insane. It's like wow. But I knew you had like 4
So-
bumps. You could have 4 bumped here, and I was like, is that it? And then but then he threw in. I was like, oh yeah, and he's got detonation. So I was like, oh, detonation will do it. So yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So, like I was thinking like he would be able to take one alliance or the highliner, but not both for some reason. And like yeah, if he wins against the detonation devices, I was thinking like he's at 9, and like I'm looking good for the next turn.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, you were
with
looking really
7
good for
spices.
next round. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
But
Invalid
that was
name.
a very,
How did that
very
go
good
for you,
pull.
man? I've the deck. It was a slow start. This didn't help you all that much this game.
No, I was hoping to get that off, but just wasn't quite quick enough. I made a interesting play taking the Water of Life instead of ambush turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that might have just been useful, but should have just kept the ambush. It was probably better early game for sure. I did end up getting a spice out of it, but it was
I think that's fine.
choice.
I don't know. You could have just gone to Carthage and gotten it, like
That's
if you really
true.
liked both of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it was fine. Water of Life Keep. I like Water of Life Keep. Ambush is always nice because then you can, if it's like a the conflict with like the bump conflict, then you can immediately like go here and then like try to hit the conflict, or go here, get the bump. I don't know. There's some lines to get into shipping early with that. So yeah, I mean, either way, I think your choice wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Both were good.
Yeah, it was
Um,
that, a couple expensive second places, and that was pretty much it.
I
Yeah,
had a
that
couple
one round
questions
when
though.
everybody ran in when I had enough spice for highliner. I was just like, okay. I
Yeah.
figured blue was gonna negotiated.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to go spice over a point, to be completely honest. That seemed strange with the conflict 3s coming up fairly quickly. But there was a lot of spice on the board at the time too, so it probably made sense.
I'm talking about this conflict here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did a question. So you
Did,
with the C. Trevor
did you
mother
notice
was
that
like,
I did not?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Did you notice that I didn't buy Web of Power? Although like I calculated, went for it, and like in the end I just like pressed pass and forgot about it. Like
Oh
I had
yeah.
exactly. And then on the next turn I was like, oh guys, I forgot to buy a card. I calculated it, and they're like, well.
It's a little late. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yeah. I don't know if that would have changed too much. You had all the friendships, one alliance, but it is a good. I mean, it is good. So you got here anyway. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Your deck was nice and lean. Like that one miss though, the Thopter miss was so heartbreaking. I was like, it was a 1 in 6 or 1 in 1 in 6 to miss. Like, yeah. I was saying like that's probably a game changing moment right there. Like that, if you had had that, if you had had the point, if you just didn't buy Thopter, if you had, I'd done this too, where I draw Thopter at the worst time. If you didn't buy Thopter, you would have had an extra point, and I think you would have ended it this round too, and then it would have been like tiebreakers.
I think everything changes though.
If
he doesn't have Thopter this combat, I take this combat and I'm first to act next time, and I'm so set up with like everything. I get the troop
Also,
transport.
that is also true.
No,
that's what I was kind of going for. That's why I threw in the extra troops. Like, okay, I could beat him, and then he draws Thopter. I'm like, oh, okay, well, can't beat Thopter, especially when you put in the extra troop.
Yeah, yeah.
At that point, I had ambush and mass attack.
Oh, and you could have put in you could have put in a troop. That last troop would have gotten you, because he wouldn't have been able to Gideon wouldn't have been able to retreat that round. That was another thing. It was
that one round. Yeah.
So that one round, if you'd thrown in that last troop, you would have been just like right behind him or something like that, and so he would have had to keep his stuff, and that's a big game too, because then this went up, and then I think that you could have probably, or like this was easily stealable through most of the game until I think that, and then it did get stolen at the end. But yeah, it was pretty contended, that track.
Oh yeah, I was looking like maybe stealing something using this. Like I was looking at here. I felt like I'm not going Fremen indefinitely. I have a chance. Like I had a very good chance in here. I just like chickened out. And I kind of didn't believe that I was going to take and hold on to 2 alliances for some reason, and I didn't want to bump down in Fremen because I'm a greedy bastard and I wanted to get spy satellites.
Yeah, I get you.
It's really tough going for BG when 2 players have in the shadows and they're both ahead of you in the board or on the draft.
Yeah.
We're both at 2 before you even started pushing it, I think, if I recall correctly. So yeah, it's really tough. I was a little bit scared here for a bit. Once I realized that you had like done shifting, but you never pushed, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't feel convinced. Yeah, I didn't feel convinced at all. But that like 1 in 6 chance, like it killed me, because I was like thinking of a line where like if I had 1 more point, I'm definitely trashing and ending this round. Like despite like I had a belief that he had plans with 1 or 2 points, but still I would have pushed for it. That was tough. But it's fun. Like I loved. I so insta locked Memnon.
Yeah, I was pleased. as a Memnon lover, that's what I like to see. It was a good deck too. Yeah, everything was humming. Invalid name. I was
surprised that like Tleilaxu Master got.
Yeah, though there was funny because like Tleilaxu Master showed up, immediately got punted, then like it showed back up, then you got it, and then that row got punted. It was like crazy that the first 3 or 4 atomics were full of bombs.
Like, 2 in the shadows and 2 TMs.
Yeah, they were in the shadows that we saw. Didn't we see For Humanity show up?
Yep.
Yeah, it was. There's
Lady
so
Jessica
many good cards. Lady Jessica showed up. Yeah, there's so much good stuff in there, and it just got like destroyed. But I think it made sense. It was interesting. So the beginning was really slow. Everyone was trying to buy stuff, but only had like 1 or 2 persuasion, and there were 4 cost and 5 cost guys up there, and that was really hard to watch. I was like, no one's buying anything of note. And then Invalid Name picked up this Siege Reverend Mother, which is a good card generally, but didn't have any Fremen for the longest time. And then there's a 1 important turn where you really wish you'd had a Fremen to get Spice Mist Flow because it was just a blank, basically, reveal. That was like one of those things I was like, oh man, you did pick up Lisan Al Gaib, which is great. I think it's a fine card, but like a couple of Arrakis Liaisons I think was just maybe missing from this deck.
Would have been helpful for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you still managed 2 Spice Mist Flows, so I'm not saying you did poorly or anything like that. It's one of those weird things where it's like, oh, this card, if only I could just reveal it. I could just hear you thinking that.
Well, this was my third choice card, because Gideon early revealed turn 1 and took in the shadows, and the smuggler stopped her. So I was expecting to get one of those, and I got neither of them, which kind of sucked.
Yeah. Oh man, well, good game, guys. This was very entertaining. Well, it was a lot of fun, guys. I had a great time playing this group. I mean, you're all great to play games with, so I really appreciate you. And let's do it again sometime. we'll see you in the next round. And if you're not, come by and chat with me. We'll maybe get you on the stream or on the commentary team. All right, guys, that's it for us tonight.
Thanks.
Have a good night. Take care.
Yeah, an amazing game. Thank you very much. Good luck. Have fun.